Good morning from Sacred Space at Titania's Realm. It's 11:44 a.m. on the 6th of February 2024. It's another rather humid, rather hot day here in Brisbane. Mostly sunny, it says, which is true. There's a fair bit of cloud cover out there, but the skies are blue in between, so yes. Hot, hot, hot in the city tonight. I've not long been out of bed. I had a very bad night again last night, but that's partly, I seem to randomly have a bad night every second or third night, but it's also the contributing factor was I was so dehydrated last night. I had to drink, well, I didn't have to, but I chose to drink more water. So because of that, because I've been following the doctor's advice to stop drinking after 7 or 8 p.m, but I couldn't resist, had to drink last night. So I was up doing my wee-weeing all night long, and yeah, it wasn't too bad considering it was sort of hourly for the first few hours, and then I got a block of about 3 hours respite, so there is that. But and then I got another block from 7 a.m. till 11. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. So I had 7 hours sleep broken up by peeing and the snoozing that I did intermittently earlier in the night. So anyway, I feel like I've been put through the mincer backwards, but so what else is new? If it's not my bladder, it's some other complaint. So I just have to carry on, soldier on as per normal. The soldiering on is getting a bit arduous though. I could do with something lovely happening in my life, like I don't know what. Just something lovely manifesting as a distraction from all this horror. Anyway. The lovely thing that is manifesting will have to be me creating and living my best life. So there is that. Today's readings of even date memories, 6th of February 2023, and I've titled it Aging, Arthritis and Angst, Depression is a Bitch. Here I post a beautiful photo of my home city where I hail from, where I was born to, my hometown. It's I hardly recognise all these buildings and knew they weren't there during my childhood, but Oriental Bay. It's yes, Oriental Bay on a clear blue windless sunny day is exquisite. I remember those pine trees, Norfolk pines I think they're called, from my childhood. But yes. So if I'd had enough money, which I don't and didn't, and was dreaming, I would have been home in the last few days. I was planning to go between the 2nd and 5th of February, but no money, which along with my bladder issues is also driving me a little bit mad. But it's through no fault of my own of trying to make stuff and build up a little bit of a business. So there is that. Times are very bad, and not sure how much longer I can live this life, but I've always spoken like that, and here I am nearly 59 years later, so it is what it is. Right, focus, Tanya. Charlie's here, strutting her stuff too. Aren't you, Charlie? Yes. You gonna come and sit with Mama for the video? No? You're going to create anarchy and chaos. Okay, you do that, Charlie. You is the new times 20 world leader. She really is. 6th of February 2023, 1 a.m. INSOMNIA, insomnia and itching skin cancer scars are driving me mad. 1:11 a.m. Make a wish. I wish I could sleep. I wish I had a loyal, faithful, loving, supportive life partner. I wish I didn't live in a 5th generation psyop zombie apocalypse. I wish my body wasn't eroded by skin cancer, complex PTSD, depression and a slowly dying bladder. Apparently my bladder's not dying. It's just nerve signaling. Apparently it's quite vibrant in spite of all its flickering at me constantly at night. So we just have to get it to behave. Will it behave, or will it do what the rest of me does and goes, hell no, I won't go. Yes, Charlie. I wish I didn't make a fool of myself at drumming, lol. I wish I could go dancing without crazy stalkers harassing me constantly. Had another couple of nasty little bitches on Friday night, so they've hassled me before at the Brooklyn Standards, so they're going to escalate. Not happy about that. Just when I'm starting to relax and feel comfortable and enjoy my space, I get arseholes come along. It's constant, people. I don't know what drives this envy in them. I'm a 59-year-old woman trying not to die, right? They're not happy until I'm dead. That's their agenda. Evil is what they are. It's getting to the point I may have to give up dancing altogether. Hell no, not giving up on anything. They can slough off. I wish I could generate an income so I can afford my silversmithing hobby, or that my jewellery's sold occasionally. Oh, yes, that would be nice. Without having to practically prostitute myself to suit Facebook, Instagram algorithms from hell, as I will never force my art or my jewellery on anyone. It's not how I do business. If someone wants to buy something from me, then they'll buy it. I will never, ever force things on people. I hate that myself, when you go in a shop and they badger you mercilessly. I just walk out. I hate salespeople that are so aggressive, and yeah. I mean, I realise everyone's got to make a quid, but I just won't do it. It's probably why I'm not making a quid. I'm not going to abuse people for my survival, is what I'm saying. I wish I could be paid for my few skills and talents instead of being exploited for cyborg entertainment. Yeah, that'd be nice. I wish I could afford to fix my car, which I have done, so yes on that one. I wish I wasn't an entitled, spoilt, bougie mama. These are my daughter's quote marks, by the way. And you know what? There's a reason why we're estranged this time for 5 months. The dishonouring and the disrespect got too much even for my nervous system. I put up with a lot from that girl. She was my only child that bothered to keep any contact with me, so I put up with a lot of nasty shit for the sake of heaven, for the sake of having at least one daughter in my life. Then I realised, I'm wasting my time. Tell her that I think I'm dying and she tells me to get on with it and stop lying, right? I've never lied about my situation in my life. It's evil is what that was. So, daughterless I remain, here I say, with a Boadicea attitude. Even Boadicea's daughters didn't stab her in the back. Jesus Christ. and a boogie-woogie mobility and a black death mortality. I wish my dog was not so badly behaved in public. He will have to stay home in future, and now he's dead, so there is that. I wish I was loved and respected by the people who mattered to me. Yeah, I fucking wish. I wish I had had a safer, saner life, but this is what is left of it. A South African woman at drumming yesterday afternoon came up to me at the end and told me her name was Steph and gave me a hug. I was touched and a tad surprised. I said, "That's a lovely cuddle." I genuinely meant it, but you probably thought I was being sarcastic. But I am gratefully accepting any kindness shown to me, as life is short, and in my case, getting shorter by the minute. I wish I could foresee a better future, but I am aware of the sadistic games still being played by an ex-lover and the stalking weirdness at my dance venue, and life feels tenuous and frightening at times. I wish it didn't. Interestingly, the lovely, affectionate South African woman was the third South African woman I have met in the past 10 days. Perhaps it is a sign that I should migrate to South Africa. I'm not sure what the connection is. I wish I knew. But that was really delightful, just randomly coming up, offering me a hug. Maybe she was clairvoyant, could see that I'm not well, or who knows. But anyway, it was very sweet and kind. Another piece of shedded snakeskin from the serpent people at Sacred Space. I visited South Africa, Cape Town and Durban 4 times on the cruise going to Europe. Twice stopped over at Durban and then Cape Town, and then on the return voyage stopped at Cape Town and then Durban. And I was only a little girl, I was 8 years old, but I did fall in love with South Africa. But in those days it was apartheid in 1973. And so my mum and I were very confused by the fact that we couldn't go into certain shops because they were blacks only, but we realised very quickly that it was all segregated. And then the other confusing thing that I remember was you weren't allowed to walk on the grass in the public park, the public, what do you call it, grassy areas, parks I suppose. And they'd have signs and they would have no blacks allowed here, and it was very confusing to us because New Zealand, even back then, there was a fair bit of racism too, but by and large it was a multicultural country even back then. And we were like, why can't black people go into white people's shops and vice versa? It was very, very confronting. But anyway, apart from that, it is the motherland, Africa. Africa speaks to your soul in its primal way. I could feel it even as a child. The land literally sings to you. I'm quite convinced that we all originally came out from Africa in ancient times, and the early man was I'm quite convinced that is our original home. It is the most stunning place. I got to see zebras and in the great distance lions. It was just amazing. Cape Town is exquisite, absolutely beautiful. Table Mountain, and well, I never got to go back there again, but oh well, I never got to go anywhere again. I came to Australia in 1988 with my then husband and my small babies and got stuck in Brisbane. Haven't even seen much of Australia. It's actually disgraceful. So we had a little bit of money, when we were married. We weren't exactly, poor, but, that dead shit didn't want to do anything or go anywhere. I'd say, take me to Byron Bay. We'd drive down there. He'd get out and go, right, you're here. Here's Byron. Kids would go out for a little run. He'd run around the beach, and then he'd go, right, we're going now. It was insane, people. Who drives? In those days, it was a 4-hour drive, by the way. It's much shorter now. They've carved through the hills and put a highway through. But in those days, it was 4 hours to get there and 4 hours to get back. To turn around and do nothing? I was an idiot. That's when I started to realise, well, I had already realised by the time I had my second baby that I was married to a misfit, but that just drove it home, really. Drove it home, 4 hours there, 4 hours back, to discover I was married to a misfit. Oh dear goddess. But anyway, it's no good crying over spilt milk. I myself haven't been down to Byron in a long time. It's been about 4 years. And I need to go soon. I need the energies there, the ley lines, the sea, the surf. Just for my regular day trips I used to do at least once a month or once every 6 months or so. I miss Byron. I miss the sea. I thought about going to Bribie Island today, but I just feel too unwell now. It's 12:01. I guess I could still drive to Bribie. It's about an hour and a half drive and spend the afternoon there. But, I'll sit there all alone, stare at the beach, and probably do the same thing my stupid ex-husband used to do and go, oh, well, I'm here now, bored. Go back home, right? When you're on your own. It's a bit harsh. And I don't know why no one being my friend Jared and wants to go anywhere with me anymore. It's also a bit harsh. So the answer to that, girlfriend, is take your destiny into your own hands and just fucking well go. But maybe not today. I haven't slept much and I shouldn't drive when I'm, tired. So there is that. I considered going for a coffee at Amanda's this morning, but I only woke up at 11 and wanted to make my video. And so, yeah, I'm champing at the bit and at a loose end, wanting to do all these things and doing nothing, going nowhere. Which is getting to be a bit of a metaphor for my life, really. Anyway, we shall see what we shall see. Hungry Mama T craved chips and all sorts of dangerous foods, but I'm broke. So I raided my pantry and found 2 tins of corn, so I made corn fritters topped with the hummus I made the other day. I needed to buy bread, but couldn't be bothered venturing out in the heat. Well, they look actually quite yummy. Haven't made those in a long time either. But yeah, I still need to make the hummus. I've been thinking about that. Still thinking. I did a naughty thing last night. I went to, I just didn't want to cook. And so I went to this noodle place, Noodle Box or something, just literally down the road from me. And I bought a massive, big bowl of teriyaki chicken noodles. It cost me $30, which is a lot of money for one meal. But oh, by the gods, I was ravenous last night. I hadn't eaten much during the day, so I was ravenous. Anyway, I ate half of it, and because I bought spring rolls as well, which was also naughty. And yes, I devoured all of that. Then sat on the couch, watched movies, quite contented with myself until about midnight, actually, when I finally went to bed. I was going to go to bed earlier because I actually felt quite tired at 8 o'clock, but then I thought, no, I'll just sit here and watch shows. So I watched a couple of TV shows. And just one was set in Hong Kong, starring Julia Roberts, whose child goes missing. Oh, so that was a bit triggering, but anyway. Another was some sappy love story that I couldn't quite figure out what was going on for a while. So half the time I just sit there and zone out. So here's my beautiful boy. My beautiful boy. Gorgeous he was. Gorgeous boy. Love you, Beauregard. Here he is, looking towards the door. I swear to God he could see spirits sometimes. After we had that haunting from David Davidson in June, he would often look at the door, almost expecting something or someone to be there. But I just ignored it, you know. You can't do anything about ghosts or spirits wandering through. As long as they don't create havoc or break things, then I sage the house. But, you know, anyway. 6th of February 2020. Making a leather pouch out of an old handbag, the last half of it, that I have kept since I was 10 years old. My mother, it was bought by my mother in a second-hand shop. I loved that bag so much that even decades after the latch broke, I still kept the leather nuts. But now it is almost 45 years old, I decided to use it or lose it. So I'm attempting to make a pouch from it. And the pouch is actually made from the leather lining of the bag. The bag was patent leather. This is how opulent my mother dressed me as a 10-year-old. You kind of have to laugh. Always dressing me up like a fucking 40-year-old courtesan, right? The evil cow. Stealing my childhood right out from under me. Just yelled out in my ear, I didn't know any better. Yes, you did, you evil cow. You knew. But anyway, that's her classic excuse. She's even told mediums that. I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't know. Seems to be a standard Germanic line. Didn't know there was a war. Evil bastards. But it's not because of that she's like that. Well, it might be. Might be their education system in the Nazi regime. Deny, obfuscate, destroy. Probably is. Let's be real here. Not going to make excuses anymore for evil people. I'm really not. I'm done making excuses. And I'm done forgiving too. 6th of February 2019. I find it fascinating that on Sunday I was telling my nephew and his friends while swimming in the pool the story about how I broke my wrist when I was 7, as their 7-year-old son has also broken his arm. Very weird that we had the similar event happening at the same age. So in the way of sympathetic magic, my wrist started hurting on Monday night, probably caused by the dampness from the bit of rain we got, aggravating my arthritis. So yesterday, in denial about my sore feet, ankles and wrists, I forced myself to move the small pond to the back garden. It hurt like fuck, and I observed how weak my wrists and arms were, and struggled to carry it, so ended up dragging and sliding it on the grass to minimize the pain in my hands and wrists that felt weak. Then last night I had trouble opening bottles of milk or soda water. I had no strength at all and had to put a cloth on top for leverage. Today my right wrist is aching, and I feel really fatigued, and it seems so absurd, almost like I'm being made to relive an ancient past, as the pain is so consistent. It is annoying how weak my joints are, as I still have furniture to move out of my house and take down to the curb. But I have until February 23 to do so, so I think I will just rest for now. 25th, sorry, not 23. I have to do things when I have rare bursts of energy and determination. It's like riding a tsunami wave. Most of the time, I wallow in the shallows as all the life force is sucked out by some giant gathering suction of a storm. But when I can, I ride that bitchin' wave all the way. Those are my best times, when I get stuff done, or when life gifts me miraculous, superhuman powers of awareness that brings its own magic. 6th of February 2018. Cobain and Plath were and or are my muses. For I have walked through fiery hells not of my own making, seen the chink of light in the doorway to the other side, and was thrown back into the fray, unreceived and unwanted even by the astral world. Come as you are, as a friend, as I hoped you would be, but fuck you, Daddy. I deserved better, greater, more loyal loves than the likes of you and the men who pledged their love to me in adult life. A kiss, a fuck, a kiss, and an eternal cosmic dance. I have outlived you, and you, and you, and my own expectations. Quelle surprise! That was in response to an article by ScienceAlert.com, how a person uses language can be a clear sign of depression symptoms. 2:15 a.m. I had a lovely afternoon and evening with Jared and Crystal. They brought me lunch, and Jared also brought a lovely chicken curry for our dinner. Crystal cooked a big pot of rice also. She spent most of the evening sorting through her assorted possessions and throwing some stuff out. I also let go of some linen I no longer required. Decluttering, yay! We also played a bit of ukulele and sang along. Very lovely. I was in a lot of pain all day, so after trying to sleep for the past 2 hours without success, I have made myself a hot Epsom salt bath to try to quell the twinging nerve endings and relieve the tight muscles. I still don't feel any better, but I suppose it is not as bad as the first 5 days of agony. I am looking forward to a time when I am free of pain again. This is day 11. This too shall pass. 6th of February 2017. After experiencing many cascades of trauma, many unrequited at best or abusive relationships, all I can say is I am sick to the point of my own death of this shitty, miserable struggle of a life, and this bullshit about lessons repeating until you learn is not helpful. Yes, patterns repeat. Yes, it is grueling, cruel and awful. No, You do not always come out of it better, healthier, prosperous, or loved. God knows I have tried. Some of us just do not survive it. Some of us were put on earth for no good reason but to fucking endure. The lesson? Find true friends and authentic loves where you can. Do good by yourself and others. And if life keeps throwing shit at you, let it go with dignity and grace. 6th of February 2016. My feet hurt so much. Ugh! In bed with Penny, who is happy to see me. Beauregard back in his crate, albeit reluctantly. Time to sleep, I guess. Oh, pretty girl. 4:02 a.m. Home, exhausted. I had fun dancing. I checked out Sonny's House of Blues. The band was playing stoner rock. I caught their last 3 songs, then headed with Karen back to the casino. My favourite DJ came on after the band finished. He plays good stuff, unlike that god-awful trance, house, psychedelic shit they are playing between sets, which caused me to check out the other venue. I liked the vibe there at Sonny's. I will be back. Didn't go back. I think I went back once, briefly. They closed down in the end. 6th of February 2015, 3:13 a.m, time to schluff. Hopefully I'll feel better. Hopefully I will feel... Oh, no, I did write it that way. Hopefully I will feel better much later today. Should have worded it. Yeah, feel much better later today. Oh, well, sometimes I transpose my words. You can tell when I'm tired when I do things like that. I think if I feel okay, I'll go to Byron. Kisses to you, Byron Bay. One of my most persistent loves of my life. I need the sea to heal after the wreckage of the past few weeks, months. There are times I feel so lonely I could die, and others when solitude is the only sensible option. Get off the bus, Gus. Make a new plan, Stan. There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. My excitement and happiness with one was short-lived, and the other one, the one I really love, still doesn't seem to want me. I seem doomed to never have a true love in my life, only cavalier sociopaths who destroy and betray me endlessly. Same pattern, different faces. I'm sick of breathing life into empty vessels, sick at heart for having to constantly reanimate myself from ground zero. Time to just sit by the sea, watch the immense infinity of the horizon, and remember that God must have something awesome left for me. All my entire existence in this life and all other lives has been a terrible, terrible mistake or cosmic joke. Starting to think that way again, by the way, people. Oh well, it's a beautiful day. Someone out there is in love and being loved back. Someone out there is kissing their newborn and welcoming them to this world. Someone out there is holding someone's hand as they transition into the void. Someone out there is eating a delicious, good quality ice cream. Someone out there's laughing and playing with their kids. Life can and will be beautiful. Just have to look on the bright side of life, people. I would like to believe that God did not want me to suffer forever. Surely there is still some redemption for me, even now at almost 50. Lol. Now almost 60. Fuck. Not much has changed, people. Here I am, bargaining with the Eternal One again. Absurd and pathetic. And my beautiful friend Sally Castle wrote, remember Abraham bargained with the Eternal too. Just shows you've got spirit, Tanya. That's true. 6th of February 2014. Huh. I went to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Funny. I was too short to even fit in that frame. Not to worry though. 6th of February 2012. I had a nice day. I visited Crystal, who gave me one of her corsets to wear out on Friday night. Woohoo! We had a look around Newstead at some shops nearby. I saw some lovely shoes, but most were about $1,000. Too much for my blood, even if it is worth bottling. 6th of February 2010. My auntie Sylvia Shine, my mother's friend and my friend, wrote, Tanya, my heart goes out to you to see the Mitzi I knew, then to see the picture facing me on Facebook. She would have seen the photo I posted the other day. I didn't post it the other day, that came up in my memories the other day of Mum as she was dying the last month of her life. Be strong. I'm off to Jupiter's for the weekend. Adrian is giving me a wonderful few days, business class and all the trimmings. How lucky am I? Very lucky indeed. Only regret can't see you in Brisbane, driving from there to Jupiter's. No time for catching up. Keep your chin up. Love and many kisses. 8 kisses. That's enough kisses, Auntie Sylvia. Yeah, well, the reason they wouldn't have stopped to come and see me was Adrian didn't like me very much, but shit happens. Anyway, it was sweet of her to let me know that she was in town and thinking of me, and lovely. She was a lovely woman, very kind to me. So there is that. Anyway, so thus concludes today's readings. 38 minutes. It's a short one today, but anyway, it's really nothing new under the sun. The same old depression, the same old whining about my non-existent or cruel, sadistic love life, which it goes from being non-existent to being cruel and sadistic. So there is that, and the same wish and hope and praying, yearning for my life to get better, and it is better. It is better in some ways. I'm dancing in a much nicer club now, apart from 2 stalkers on last Friday night. I'm living my best life. I'm, creating jewellery. I'm doing my YouTube vlogs, keeping myself busy. I'm trying to heal the bladder with medication. It's not exactly working, but I'm trying. So, life is improving, and perhaps in another 5 years, if my bladder settles down, life would be markedly improved. That's if I survive another 5 years. At the moment, I'm not planning on sticking around too much longer. I don't think it's survivable. But I've outlived my expectations before by about, how old am I now? Almost 59. So I've outlived my expectations by 55 years since I nearly died when I was 4 years old. So I've done well being a stubborn, intrepid, stoic, determined little squirrel. And now I'm old, I'm tired, and I'm over it all. But you know what? The magic could still happen for me, babies. It could still manifest that someone wonderful might come into my world and just love me and be with me and share his life with me joyfully and happily and with deep regard and respect for me. I certainly could not survive another abuser. Just can't. But, it was prophesied long ago that I would meet my true love partner when I'm 60, and it's only a year to go, people. But you know what? I'm even thinking that was also a Pollyanna lie told to me to make me hold on to life, because back then when I was leaving my marriage, when I was 29 going on 30 when I finally left my marriage, but when I was seeing all these fortune tellers, I was around about 28, 29. So I'm suspicious that few of them just told me this bullshit fairy story that, my life would be wonderful when I became an old woman, just as a way to keep me going long enough to see me through, right? I was also determined to live long enough to get my kids to adulthood, because I felt that was my barest minimum duty as a mother. And now they're pushing 40. They reject me out of hand, so I should have died. I should have died at that strangulation when I was 29 going on 30. I should have just died, and they would have been raised by their idiot father, and God knows what would have become of them. But maybe that was probably my mistake, that I was so worried about keeping them safe and keeping them with me and being their mother, and for what? For nothing, people. Absolutely fucking nothing. But never mind. That was my karma or dharma or my soul journey, and I stayed alive for the sake of my kids. And then after my last suicide attempt in 2015, I've stayed alive for the last 8 years, really just out of idle curiosity to see what good things I might yet manifest in my life. And do you know what? I've started to see them unfurling for me. I have. Meeting kinder people, or people I've known in the music scene for quite some years, stepping up and telling me how much they care about me and love me as a person, And I appreciate that kindness, by the way. And coming home to myself and discovering new things about myself that I kind of knew but put on the back burner because I was too busy raising kids, right? And doing the traditional Jewish mothering thing, putting my kids before me. And now there's no more excuses. I have to fly or fry. We're literally frying in the summer fucking heat. Oh dear goddess. But I'm grateful that I'm still alive in spite of everything, even though I do feel drained and exhausted and fatigued and It's been a rough 16 days adjusting to this new medication. It literally made me feel quite funny in the head and even a bit of suicidal ideation the last couple of weeks. So I've got through that, and yeah, I'm a strong, wild, free, independent woman, and one day I will be surrounded by so much love and maybe even one day prosperity if I can get my health in order, because you can't do shit when you're chronically ill, and I've been chronically ill all my life with one thing or another. So there is that. But anyway, say goodbye to the people, Charlie. Charlie. There's a doggy going past the house. There's a doggy, yes. You say goodbye to the people? Come on. Why are you sitting in the window like one of those Amsterdam girls? What? What? Are you okay? Come on. We finished videoing. Say goodbye to the people, Charlie. Say hello, goodbye, I love you. You is a pretty bird. So on that note, yeah, have a beautiful day in the space-time continuum. As always, stay wild, stay free, stay in love with your beloved ones, and never, ever let the bastards grind you down. Much love from Titania's realm at Sacred Space.